My name is Destiny Van. I'm a fifth-year PhD student in the Biochemistry, Molecular, and Cell Biology program. And today we're going to learn about hydrogels. We're first going to learn how to make a hydrogel, observe the properties of a hydrogel, and test how different variables can impact the properties of a hydrogel. In an optional third activity, we're going to learn how hydrogels are used for research purposes by creating hydrogel that mimics a specific type of cartilage. So the materials that you need for these activities are a pack of gelatin, a plastic spoon or a stirring rod, a 250 ml plastic beaker, 1/4 measuring cup, a ruler, a circular protractor, washers, and also a long ice cube tray, a normal ice cube tray, a balance scale, cream of tartar, salt, cold water, and boiling water. So first we're going to make our hydrogel. You will need 60 ml of cold water and pour it into your 250 ml beaker. Next, you are going to take your gelatin powder and pour it on top of the cold water in the beaker. And you're going to let this settle for approximately 1 minute. Next, you're going to take 60 ml of your boiling water and pour it into the 250 ml beaker. Now, with a spoon or stirring rod, you will slowly stir this mix for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the gelatin has completely dissolved. Now that the solution has dissolved, we are going to pour to 5 square gels to make 5 square gels, and we're also going to pour into the long ice cube tray to make 3 long gels. As you're pouring, it is important to make sure that the mold for each hydrogel has the same height. Now that we have done so, we can now put the ice cube trays in the refrigerator and let it sit for about an hour. Okay, so now that our hydrogels are ready, we're going to gently take them out of the ice cube trays. So you want to make sure that you take them out gently so that they maintain their shape. So with the short ice cube tray, just gently. Now that we've removed all of our hydrogels out of the ice cube trays, we're going to observe the properties. We are now going to take a square hydrogel, place it on a flat surface. We're now going to take the circular protractor and place it on top of our hydrogel. We're going to use our ruler to measure the height of our hydrogel. And our height is about 1 to 1.5 centimeters. So now that we measured the height of the hydrogel, we are going to write that in our notebook. And then you can use your ruler to measure the length and the width of the square hydrogel. Our width is about 1.5 centimeters, and our length is about 2 centimeters. Now we are going to weigh the mass of our hydrogel. The mass of this hydrogel is 7.1 grams, so you're going to also record this in your worksheet. Now that we have the volume and we have the mass of our hydrogel, we can then calculate the density. The density is the grams divided by your volume. So you can either write this as gram over centimeter cubed or gram over milliliter. So now that we have the density, you want to use 1 hydrogel and leave it in room temperature out for the course of several days. Each day, you're going to observe the hydrogel and record its mass. Over time, throughout the course of days, water will be leaving the hydrogel and it will become more thinner and a bit more dry looking. So make sure that you observe those properties over the course of the couple of days that you'll be leaving the hydrogel out. Now that we observed the properties of our hydrogel, we're going to test those properties. So you will need to use 1 square hydrogel. We're going to place this on a flat surface once again, but this time you want to make sure that the rounded part of the hydrogel is facing upward. Place it on a flat surface. You're going to use your circular protractor and put it on top. Remember to record the height of your hydrogel using a ruler. In this case, our height is 1 centimeter, so we're going to record that. So now we're going to test the properties of our hydrogel. The first test is to test compression. So you have your square hydrogel. You want to make sure that the flatmost part of the hydrogel is on top of your flat surface. Then you're going to place your circular protractor on top and measure the height of your hydrogel. In this case, our height is 1 centimeter, so I'm going to record that. To test the compression, we're going to use the 5 washers and place directly on top of our circular protractor, which is on top of our hydrogel. Be sure to make sure that the protractor is steady and that the washers are in one place. With one hand, you can hold the protractor. With the other, you can use the ruler to measure your new height. With the 5 washers added on top, our new height of our hydrogel is 1/2 centimeter. You want to record the difference in those 2 heights, and then you also want to repeat this once more with another hydrogel. So now we're going to test 2 other properties of our hydrogel, the torsion and the shearness. The torsion is basically the force of whatever is causing the twisting of our hydrogel. The shearness is a force that pushes at the right angle to cause that tearing of our hydrogel. We will take our square hydrogel and we're going to put the most flattest part of our hydrogel on the flat surface. Now we're going to place our circular protractor on top. And this time, you will have to mark where the 0 degree is located. Now that you have that recorded, you want to twist your circular protractor with slight compression and twist until you can see that it's tearing. When it begins to tear, record the new degree at where initially the 0 degree was. So in this case, our new degree was 13. So we're going to record that. So now we're going to test the final 2 properties for today, tension and bending. Tension is when 2 forces are trying to pull members apart, or 1 force. And then bending is the force that causes the member to bend or break, potentially. So for this activity, we're going to need our ruler, and we're going to use our long hydrogel. Place the beginning of the hydrogel at the 0 mark of the ruler in order to measure. And in this case, our hydrogel is at 9 centimeters of length. So we're going to record that. Now, using both hands, we're going to pull the opposite ends of the hydrogel until it breaks. Now that it broke, you're going to record Using one hand, you're going to cause a bending force and pull the hydrogel until there's a tear. And then you're going to measure where that tear was. In this case, the tear was at 6 centimeters. After recording that length, now you can repeat this 2 to 3 times, and then you want to average at the length that the hydrogel tore. And just to give you a better visual view, I want to show you how exactly causing the bending and the tension will work. So you have your long hydrogel here. You will use one hand to pull until there's a tear. So for activity 2, you're actually going to be testing these properties using environmental factors such as temperature or even pH. So with pH, you can use an acid or base and apply that to your hydrogel and see how that affects the hydrogel. In this case, our acid is going to be the baking soda, and our base is going to be the salt. So once you apply the different environmental stimuli into your hydrogel, observe those properties such as the volume, the density, the mass, and the other properties that we've talked about: compression, tension, bending, shearness, torsion, and see how that compares to before applying the environmental stimuli. The third activity is optional, but this relates to more of research purposes and why we use hydrogels. Hydrogels can be used to develop cartilages. Cartilages are in our bodies. They make up several joints, bones, ears, nose, and other parts of our body, but they're hard to generate. So scientists have to use different materials that mimic the properties of cartilage. In this case, they use hydrogels. So there are 3 specific types of cartilages, and for activity 3, you'll be using your hydrogel to mimic a specific type of cartilage. Also, in real time, people can use hydrogels to develop objects like contact lenses, disposable diapers, and more things. I hope you enjoyed this activity today, and I hope you had fun making hydrogels.